Hello, I'm Tom Smith. I'm a longtime parishioner here at St. Nicholas. When our daughter Carla, at age 19, sophomore in college, suddenly, and I do mean suddenly, came down with a deep clinical depression, Fran and we were just stunned. We couldn't figure out where that came from or why it happened. We brought her home eventually, and she got treatment and that kind of thing. But for the next 7 years, we dealt with what was ultimately diagnosed as bipolar disorder, and it was a correct diagnosis. During that time, we struggled to try to figure out how to understand and come to grips with this mental illness, which I now believe is ultimately based in a brain disorder. There's something wrong inside the brain. But the behavior that demonstrated was truly baffling and mysterious. We had to come to grip with it because her behavior was really extraordinary and difficult at times. She did have some years of stability, which were wonderful. But for the most part, she had 7 years of very up and then very down kinds of behavior. Facing that powerlessness that we felt she did too, and Fran and I did too, there were many things that ultimately we came to know was helpful in doing that. The right medication, a good therapist, education about what causes mental illness, and a supportive network of family and friends were all very important in her stable periods. But along with all of that, belonging to and participating in a faith community was very pivotal also. And at the time, we lived in Tulsa, so our parish community there, St. Benedict's in Tulsa, was very helpful. It's a parish that is similar to St. Nicholas with good pastoral leadership and a community of people who help one another and who are compassionate. And experiencing that kind of faith community on a regular basis was an extremely helpful part to our trying to cope with her illness. It helped her too at times, but Fran and we were rooted in that, both in in Tulsa, and then we moved here in 1999 and became part of St. Nicholas while Carla was in the middle of her illness. So both places provided that kind of context with a belief in God and a belief in loving support of people who share the same values. So if anybody is ever involved with anything like that, come to your faith community because that too will be helpful. Thank you.